Hi, my name is Hrvoje Sirovina and I'm the pastor of the Internationale Gemeinde in Esslingen, Germany. Let me read you a passage from the Bible. It is from Psalm 34. In verse 4, the Bible says, "I saw the Lord and He heard me and delivered me from all my fears. They looked to Him and were radiant and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried out and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. The angel of the Lord encamps all around those who fear Him and delivers them. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who trusts in Him. Oh, fear the Lord, you His saints. There is no one to those who fear Him." This encouraging statement was written by King David, and the fascinating part is the situation he was in when he penned these lines. We have heard of David, the shepherd boy who overcame Goliath with only a slingshot, who moved from pastures to a palace, and was celebrated and highly esteemed in all Israel. He began to live and enjoy the good life, but then he had to flee because his life was being threatened, and everything that he had built up no longer seemed to be secure. He had no friends with whom he could take refuge, no social or economic system that would be a safety net for him, and no one was able to guarantee him security. He finished up living in a cave, in a dark place, surrounded by damp and dirt, plagued by fear and not knowing what would happen. He looked back on a life that laid in tatters, and that's exactly the place where he wrote the lines from Psalm 34. In these circumstances, and indeed inexplicably, he was freed from his fears. He suddenly became aware of receiving help in his need and was sure that he would not lack anything. How could that happen? Let me tell you. He searched for the Lord. He sought God and was heard. In recent days, I have spoken to so many people, both employees and employers, and almost all of them seemed like David to be plagued by worries and doubt. The incredible thing is that at present, there is literally nothing you can do to improve the situation through your own efforts. Our government is attempting to do an extraordinary job, but it can only hope that its decisions are right and constructive. For that reason, we are in a wonderful place to trust God, for it seems God really is all that we have left. But allow me to say this: if God is all we have, then He is all that we need. Fears come when we face uncertainty, but God knows the end even from the beginning and is never overwhelmed by uncertainty. In Jeremiah 29:11, we read that His plans for us are plans of peace, in which He gives us a future and a hope. So I would encourage you to turn to God. For those who trust Him in spite of their current situation will not lack anything. That is God's promise, and He is not a man that He should lie. Take some time and come before God. Tell Him what is worrying you and ask Jesus to come into your heart and still the storms that are raging there. God has promised you that He will save you and free you from your worries and cares. I love you, yours, Hrvoje.